What's up, Mafia? The Eagles just added some real speed to the offense. And at the same time, the market for wide receivers has gone up. That's not a coincidence. And this is the part that no one's talking about. The Eagles didn't just make a move. They improved the offense and gained leverage at the same time. And now they're sitting in a spot where they don't have to rush anything. They don't have to force a trade. They don't have to overpay. They just created real options. And that's where things get interesting. Recent moves in the NFL just made every top receiver more expensive. But let's start with Hollywood. The Eagles just signed Hollywood Brown. A one-year deal up to $6.5 million. It's a deal that's cheap, flexible, and has no long-term commitment. And that tells you exactly what this signing is. A calculated ad. With this signing, you get speed, you get movement, and you get instant separation. He's the type of player that can play anywhere and can do anything that's needed. In the slot, on the outside, in motion. And now defenses have to actually respect the deep ball again. So now, think about the offense as a whole for a second. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. That's already a problem for the entire league. And now you add a guy who can take the top off of any defense. So now the safeties just can't sit and wait. Corners can't anticipate and can't jump routes. And the most important point here is that he stretches the field. Now Saquon sees lighter boxes, A.J. Brown gets cleaner windows, and Devontae Smith gets more space to cook. And that's huge for our offense because this changes the way that defenses have to line up. And then there's Sean Mannion. His presence matters more than most people think, because everyone is so focused on the names. But this is about how the offense is actually going to function. Mannion comes from systems that use movement, pre-snap motions, quick decisions, and spacing. And offenses like that always have a player like Hollywood Brown. Not the star, but the piece that forces defenses to adjust, while using specialties like jet motion, screens, and shots off the play action. You don't really need volume. You need a player who brings impact, because 2 touches can flip a drive, and 1 deep shot changes the dynamic of a game. And that's exactly where Hollywood Brown fits in. So no, this move isn't just about depth. This is structural. It changes the entire dynamic of our offense. And now, here's where we flip. The wide receiver market just changed. A lot. Because Jalen Waddle just got moved from Miami to Denver for a first, a third, and a 4th round draft pick.
Damn!
And the second that deal happens, everything resets. Now, let's be honest for a second. If A.J. Brown was on the market, he'd be the most expensive wide receiver there is. There's absolutely no question that A.J. Brown is a better receiver than Waddle. And now Howie holds all the cards and can justify his asking price if he wants to move on from A.J. Brown. Because if that is the asking price for Waddle, A.J. Brown isn't going for less. Not even close.
But wait, there's more.
This doesn't make A.J. Brown more tradable. It makes him more expensive. So now if you're Howie, you're not picking up the call for offers unless it starts extremely high. And that conversation probably gets real uncomfortable. And that's leverage, because now teams have to decide, do we pay up or do we move on? It's just that simple. And at the same time, the Eagles just added insurance. So now they're in control. They don't have to move AJ if they don't want to, and they don't have to panic. And if nothing happens, the team is still loaded, because this team, with more speed and more physicality, is harder to defend. And that's just reality. And that's exactly how you stay aggressive without putting yourself into a corner. Now, here's where I stand with all this. Adding Hollywood Brown definitely makes this offense better. It's been so long since we had a legitimate deep ball threat and speed specialist. And Romeo Doubs said that our receivers should be ready to get the ball early and often in Sean Mannion's new offense. But I don't think that this move was about replacing A.J. Brown. I think that this move made it easier to keep him, because you do not improve the room if you're just going to tear it down. And with Mannion stepping in, this offense should look a lot different. More movement, more stress, more unpredictability. And Hollywood Brown fits that mold perfectly. Now I want to hear from you. Are you keeping A.J. Brown and running this offense with more speed? Or are you cashing in while the market is high and reshaping this wide receiver room? Drop it in the comments section and let me know. So when you take a step back, they added speed to the offense, and the market for wide receiver just went up. For the Eagles, that's a very strong position to be in. They can keep A.J. Brown and roll with a loaded offense, or if the right offer comes in, they'll be ready for that change. Either way, they're not stuck, and they have everything to gain. So I like this move. and it feels like they're setting up for what's coming up next. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. I've been Brother Shy, and this has been the Midnight Green Mafia.